More Poet Network news. This time, what appears to be a movie review of the movie Lincoln, titled A Failed Opportunity. When the movie Lincoln was first in the theaters, I did not go. Friends and family wondered why, and I said it was not the truth, as far as I could tell, and given the times in which we live, this movie has more, or was more, celebratory of the artists that created it than it was of reality. I watched it today on the DVD from Netflix, and my girlfriend asked me if I liked it, and I replied what was not to like, given who directed it, who produced it, who wrote it, who acted in it, and what book it was principally based upon. All its sources were excellent, and the movie was then excellent, nominated for many awards and winning several of those. She asked me what was wrong, and I replied that the movie was not true, although its lack of truth was a product of omission and not commission. The story was too much Hollywood spectacular, made to gratify our interest for a compelling story, almost like a Black Batman movie, except in this case the larger-than-life hero was a real American historical figure. The movie could have been great. For what the American people needed from these self-satisfied artists was a great film. To effect that would have been simple. First, the title to the movie could have been Lincoln's America, thus announcing that the creators of the film understood that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Without doubt, Lincoln was a great president, but the people were greater in their suffering and their endurance. The slaves endured and died. The sides to the war endured and died. The drama showed only the individual moral crises of the power, and not the tragic costs to the powerless, except for a couple of gratuitous scenes of violence and butchery. Not only that, the deeper work was not yet done. The movie could have been written to give us a view from our present and out of our own sensibilities. It's who we are today that would have made the movie great, and that could have been done by framing the movie with something like a modern university classroom, with all kinds of Americans present of many ages, races, religions, and points of view. In brief comments, modern Americans could speak, and these speeches then highlight the scenes in the movie. As directed by Spielberg, all we get is a homage to Lincoln, the great man, as if it was his will and sacrifice alone that was the cause of what happened in that time. Through this means, a context could have been created in which America in the time of Lincoln, thus Lincoln's America, is seen as something in process, as something growing and living. This is implied, but should have been made more explicit. The movie could have then been a reflection on who we are today and who we aspire to be and what is yet undone. It could have inspired us to go out of the doors of the movie theater and into our lives, with all of us wanting and trying to capture the spirit of Lincoln's America and to do then the so very hard moral tasks of our present. That would have been a great movie, but this one just made a lot of money for a lot of already rich and celebrated people who then gather several times a year to give themselves awards, such as at the Oscars. It could have been a movie that spoke to our time through the medium of a beautifully rendered lesson on history repeating itself and how much we need a Lincoln today to free us from the wage slavery and the world from the abuses of the insanely rich. Where is today's civil war between the 1% and the 99% over where America is to go next? We got a black president, but not a Lincoln, and not a war for our future where people risk their lives and understand, as they did then, the importance of ideas and the Constitution instead of party power politics and slavish devotion to the needs of banks and bankers. In Lincoln's America, people cared, took risks, and stood for something. In Obama's America, people hide under their desks and behind their fake words and believe in nothing.